A beautiful CEO loses everything after a brutal accident leaves her paralyzed. Every doctor gives up until a quiet black janitor offers a strange ancient cure. Angry and desperate, she challenges him. "If you can heal me, I'll marry you." She never thought he could, but he did. Watch the full story. In a world full of struggles and second chances, every story hides a lesson worth learning. This is Afnan Art, where ordinary lives become extraordinary tales. Sit back, open your heart, and let the story begin. The night was bright with city lights when Alexandra Hayes left the charity gala in downtown Seattle. She had won another award that evening, a golden trophy for innovation and economic influence. Cameras flashed everywhere as she stepped into her luxurious black sedan. Reporters yelled her name, begging for one last quote. Alexandra only raised her chin and closed the door. She was known as the woman who built an empire before turning 30. Cold, sharp, untouchable. The car purred onto the highway. Alexandra stared out the window, watching the reflections of skyscrapers smear into streaks of white and gold. Her personal driver spoke softly, trying not to disturb her. She did not reply. Her mind was already planning tomorrow's meetings, calculating profits and memorizing numbers. Everything in her life was controlled, perfect, and predictable. But perfection has a strange way of breaking without warning. As the sedan crossed the I-5 bridge, a blinding burst of headlights rushed toward them. A truck, swerving uncontrollably, screeched across the lane. The driver shouted her name. The world spun. Metal folded. Glass exploded. Alexandra's scream vanished into the night as the car flipped and slammed against the guardrail. And then, silence. When Alexandra opened her eyes again, the world was blurry and blue lights from ambulances flashed above her. Her body felt like stone. Cold air stung her face and faint voices echoed around her. She tried to move her legs, but nothing happened. The panic hit instantly. She tried again, harder, but her body would not obey. Her voice cracked as she whispered, "What happened to me?" Hours later, she woke again inside Boston Medical Center. It was one of the most advanced hospitals in the country. Machines beeped. The room smelled like antiseptic and hopelessness. A team of top physicians stood at the foot of her bed, led by Dr. Evelyn Brooks, the most respected neurosurgeon in the region. Dr. Evelyn spoke with a calm voice that hid too much sorrow. "Alexandra, we stabilized you, but the accident severely damaged the nerves in your lower spine. At this time, you cannot move your legs." The words hit Alexandra like a blade. She tried to sit up, but pain shot through her back. She grabbed the blanket, her breath sharp and trembling. "Fix it." Her voice shook, not from fear, but from rage. "I do not care what it costs. Fix it." Dr. Evelyn exchanged looks with her team. "We will try everything, but I have to be honest. The chance of full recovery is very low, very low." The one phrase she had never heard in her career as a billionaire. She built a multi-billion-dollar company with her bare hands. She crushed markets. She won awards. She survived more business wars than most executives ever would. And now her own body refused to obey her. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Alexandra went through every treatment available. Robotic surgery, nerve stimulation therapy, experimental injections, imported specialists, endless procedures that left her exhausted and furious. Yet nothing changed. Every day she woke to the same unresponsive legs, the same humiliation, the same helplessness she never knew existed. Her company began to struggle without her. Investors panicked. News outlets speculated on her downfall. And while she suffered in silence, the board quietly shifted power to Nathan Cole, her most trusted friend, who suddenly was not so trustworthy anymore. One rainy evening, when the pain in her back flared more brutally than usual, Alexandra stared at the black window of her hospital room. Her reflection looked like a ghost, broken and defeated. She thought she had reached her lowest point, but fate had one more twist waiting for her. As midnight approached and the hallway lights dimmed, the door to her room slid open. A man wearing a simple janitor uniform stepped inside, pushing a cleaning cart. He was tall, with calm eyes and skin the color of warm earth. His presence felt strangely steady, almost comforting. He did not react to her fame. He did not stare in pity. He simply nodded politely, and began wiping the floor with slow, deliberate motions. Alexandra watched him, annoyed at first. She hated being observed when she felt weak. "Do you mind?" she snapped. The man stopped and looked at her with quiet confidence. "Name's Malik. I am just doing my job, Mom." His voice was gentle but firm, the kind of voice that did not bend easily. Alexandra tried to ignore him, but something about the way he moved, the way he observed, made her uneasy, as if he knew something she did not. Minutes later, Malik paused his cleaning and said in a low tone, "You know, sometimes the body can heal in ways doctors no longer study." Alexandra narrowed her eyes. "What are you talking about?" Malik stepped closer, his expression unreadable. "Where I come from, we use an old method to restore damaged nerves. It is not modern, but it works more often than you would think." Alexandra let out a cold laugh. "You are a hospital janitor, and you think you know more than the best surgeons in the country." Malik did not flinch. "I never said I know more. I just said I know something different." His calmness irritated her even more. She was Alexandra Hayes, billionaire executive, feared by half of Wall Street. She did not take advice from hospital staff mopping floors at midnight. So she scoffed and said sharply, "If you can heal me, I will marry you. No conditions." She expected him to back down, apologize, maybe even panic. Instead, Malik smiled. A small, steady smile that sent a strange shiver through her. "Do not make promises you do not intend to keep." For the first time since the accident, Alexandra felt something unusual. Not pain, not anger, but a flicker of curiosity. She did not know it yet, but her life had just taken its sharpest turn. The next morning, Alexandra woke to the soft beeping of machines and the thin streaks of sunlight sneaking through the hospital blinds. Nurses moved quietly through the hallway, carrying trays and charts. Everything felt the same as the day before, a dull routine of medication, examinations, and disappointment. But Alexandra could not stop thinking about the janitor from last night. His calm voice, his steady eyes, his bizarre confidence. No one had spoken to her like that since the accident. She tried to shake him out of her mind, but the memory lingered like a stubborn shadow. Later that afternoon, Dr. Evelyn entered the room with a cautious smile. "Good news, Alexandra. Your latest test shows a small but positive improvement in your upper nerve responses. It is not a breakthrough, but it is movement in the right direction." Alexandra exhaled, but her hope was thin. "You said that last month." Dr. Evelyn lowered her eyes, knowing how fragile her patient had become. "We will continue the treatment. We are not giving up. Giving up." Alexandra repeated the words inside her mind. She hated them. She hated that they felt close. After the doctor left, Alexandra stared at her legs beneath the blanket. She tried to move them, even an inch, even a twitch. Nothing responded. The bitterness rose in her throat. Then, almost like a cue, the door opened. The sound of wheels squeaking signaled who it was. Malik entered with his cleaning cart. He nodded as if meeting an old friend. "Evening, Alexandra." She frowned. "Do not say my name like we are close." Malik shrugged, unbothered. "Names are free to use. Titles are the things that cost too much." His words irritated her, but also intrigued her. He moved around the room with the same steady rhythm as before, not rushing, not dragging. The air felt different when he was there, as if his presence absorbed the heaviness. Finally, Alexandra snapped, "If you came here to preach some magical nonsense, save your breath. I do not have time for fairy tales." Malik leaned his mop against the wall. "It is not magic." His voice was low and serious. "It is an old practice, passed down from my grandmother and from her mother before her. It works on nerves, on circulation, on energy that the body forgets how to use." Alexandra crossed her arms. "Energy, please. I run a multi-billion-dollar corporation. I do not live in the world of mystical stories." Malik stepped closer, not intimidated by her words. "You live in a world where science has limits. People forget that the universe does not." His confidence annoyed her deeply. But what annoyed her even more was the quiet certainty in his eyes. He genuinely believed what he said. She stiffened. "If you think I would allow some random staff member to experiment on me, you are insane." Malik nodded slowly. "Then do nothing. Wait for the doctors. Hope that the 5% chance becomes a miracle." He pointed at her legs, calm and steady. "How long have you been waiting so far?" The words cut through her pride. Alexandra clenched her jaw as frustration swelled inside her. He continued, "I do not need your money. I do not want your fame, but I know what I can do. Whether you say yes or no does not change what is true." His voice was firm but gentle, like a man who had stood against storms before. Alexandra looked away, shaken by how exposed she felt under his gaze. Minutes passed in silence. Finally she muttered, "If your method is so powerful, why are you a janitor?" Malik chuckled softly. "People think healing only belongs in white coats and expensive rooms. My family believed healing belongs in the hands of those who care, not those who charge." He looked at her again with a steady gaze. "I do this job because it pays the bills, but what I know goes deeper than my badge." Alexandra felt her heartbeat quicken. She hated how unsure she felt. She hated how this simple man could make her question everything she relied on. Malik reached into his pocket and pulled out a small cloth pouch. Inside were dried herbs, wrapped carefully with string. "This is the first step." He held it out to her. "Smell it." Alexandra glared at him. "I am not sniffing some mystery plant from your pocket." Malik placed the pouch gently on her bedside table, then let it sit there. "It will help either way," she almost argued, but something in his tone stopped her. He packed up his tools and headed for the door. Before leaving, he turned to her. "Remember your promise." His voice carried no mockery, no threat, just truth. "You said if I could heal you, you would marry me." He paused. "I do not take promises lightly." The door closed behind him. Alexandra stared at the pouch, her heartbeat unsteady. She told herself the man was ridiculous, delusional even. But deep inside, buried under layers of pride and pain, a tiny spark of curiosity began to glow. For the first time since the accident, she wondered if there was a path forward she had never considered, and why a janitor named Malik Turner seemed so certain that he held the key. That night, Alexandra could not sleep. The hospital room was quiet, but her thoughts were loud enough to fill every shadow on the walls. The small cloth pouch Malik left sat on the bedside table like an unopened secret. She kept glancing at it, irritated by how much space it occupied in her mind. She told herself it was nothing, a silly superstition from a janitor who had no business talking about nerves, energy, or healing. But the more she tried to ignore it, the more it pulled at her curiosity. Near midnight, when the hallway lights dimmed and the hospital fell into its slow rhythm, Alexandra reached for the pouch. Her fingers brushed over the rough fabric. It felt warm, strangely warm, as if it held a pulse. She hesitated. "This is absurd," she whispered to herself. But for once, her pride did not win. She opened it halfway and let the scent brush past her nose. A sharp, earthy aroma filled the air, mixed with something floral and unfamiliar. She flinched, surprised. The smell was strong, almost too strong, but it left a tingling sensation in her chest, like a memory she did not remember having. Her eyes drifted shut. For a moment, everything felt lighter. Suddenly, she heard footsteps outside her door. She quickly set the pouch down and pretended to be asleep. A nurse peeked in, checked her vitals, and left quietly. Alexandra slowly opened her eyes again, her heart pounding. "Why am I acting guilty? Why do I care what anyone thinks?" She shook her head, but something had shifted inside her. A tiny crack in the stone wall she had built since the accident. The next morning, she awoke with a strange sensation. Her body still felt heavy, but something deep inside her legs tingled faintly, like a whisper traveling through silent nerves. Impossible, she told herself, but the tingles stayed. As she sat upright, Dr. Evelyn entered with her usual calm expression, holding a digital chart. "Good morning, Alexandra. How are you feeling today?" Alexandra hesitated. "Fine, same as always." She did not trust what she felt enough to mention it. She had been burned by false hope too many times. Dr. Evelyn began adjusting the monitors. "We will run another nerve test this afternoon." "Just routine," Alexandra nodded, barely listening. Her mind was elsewhere. On the pouch, on the tingle, on Malik. Hours later, after doctors and nurses cycled through their routines, Alexandra finally saw him again. Malik stepped inside with his cart, pushing it steadily as always. His expression was calm, but his eyes flicked to the bedside table where the pouch sat. now slightly open. "So," he said quietly, "you touched it." Alexandra stiffened. "I did not." She paused, then corrected herself. I barely smelled it. It was nothing." Malik moved closer, the corners of his mouth lifting just slightly. "Nothing can still change something." His tone was soft but carried weight. Alexandra gave him a cold glare. "Do not act like you know my body better than the doctors. They said my nerves are dead." "Science does not lie," Malik nodded. "Science does not lie, but it also does not know everything." She rolled her eyes, but something about his voice made her hold her breath. Malik placed the mop aside and stood at the foot of her bed. "Tell me exactly what you felt this morning." Alexandra opened her mouth to deny it again, but the words dissolved. She hated lying. Even more, she hated that he could see straight through her. "A soft tingling sensation," she admitted finally. "But it was probably nothing. Nerves misfiring. Reaction. Whatever." Malik shook his head. "No, that is the body waking. Old methods do not force nerves. They remind them." She stared at him, confused and irritated by the certainty in his voice. "How can you be so sure?" "Because I have seen this before." His eyes darkened with an emotion she could not read. More than once he stepped closer, lowering his voice. "If you let me begin the full method, the change will not stop at a tingle. You will feel heat, then pressure, then movement." Alexandra's heart quickened. Movement. The word felt dangerous to hope for. Before she could respond, the door swung open. Nathan Cole strode in, wearing an expensive suit and an expression that looked polished but hollow. He froze when he saw Malik standing too close to Alexandra's bed. "What is this?" Nathan's tone dripped with annoyance. Alexandra straightened, her pride snapping back into place. "Just the janitor doing his job. Nothing else." Malik did not speak. His eyes flickered to Nathan, then back to Alexandra, studying her carefully. Nathan walked to her bedside. "I heard from the board that test results show no significant improvement." His voice softened, pretentiously sympathetic. "Maybe it is time we accept that the company needs more stable leadership while you recover." Alexandra clenched her teeth. "You mean while you take my place?" Nathan smiled, but the smile never touched his eyes. "Someone has to protect what you built." Malik watched the exchange silently, his jaw tightening. Nathan leaned closer to Alexandra. "You should not let irrelevant people fill your head with false hope." Malik did not react, but something in the room shifted, tension thick as smoke. Nathan continued, "Let the medical professionals handle your condition. Do not get distracted by nonsense." Alexandra felt heat rise in her chest. Part anger, part humiliation, part something she could not name. Malik spoke at last, voice calm but cutting through the air like a blade. "Hope is not nonsense. Sometimes it is the only thing keeping someone alive." Nathan turned toward him sharply. "Stay in your lane. You are staff. Do not pretend you matter here." Malik held Nathan's stare without flinching. "Everyone matters, even those you overlook." Alexandra felt her breath catch. Malik stepped back, picked up his cart, and headed for the door. But before leaving, he looked at her, his voice low and steady. "When you are ready for the next step, I will know. You do not have to tell me." The door closed behind him. Alexandra stared after him, her pulse unsteady. For the first time, she wondered if Malik Turner truly was just a janitor, or something far more complicated. The next 2 days passed with a strange heaviness in the air. Alexandra tried to return to her usual routine of stubborn denial and cold dismissal, but something inside her refused to stay quiet. That faint tingle she felt earlier kept returning, sometimes barely noticeable, sometimes sharp enough to make her inhale sharply. She refused to admit it out loud. Not to the doctors, not to Nathan, and especially not to Malik, but deep down, she knew something had changed. Late on the second evening, after a long round of scans and tests that showed nothing remarkable on paper, Alexandra was left alone again in her dimly lit room. The city lights outside her window glittered across the skyline like distant, unreachable stars. She pressed her fingertips against her thigh, testing. Nothing. No movement. But when she focused deeper, she felt it, a slow warmth, crawling like a thread of fire through nerves she had believed were dead. It frightened her more than she expected. Hope was dangerous, fragile, and she was not ready to hold it. Just then, a soft knock sounded on her door. Malik stepped inside. He was not scheduled to clean her room that night. Yet he walked in with certainty, as if something had called him there. Alexandra glared at him. "Why are you here?" Malik did not answer immediately. His eyes scanned her face, reading emotions she tried to hide. "You felt it again, did you not?" She swallowed. "I felt nothing." Malik raised an eyebrow, a small gesture that somehow stripped away her defenses. "Your voice says nothing. Your breathing says something else." She tightened her grip on the blanket. "You think you know everything?" "No," his voice softened. "I just know this path very well." He walked to her bedside and placed the cloth pouch in her hand. She almost pulled away but did not. Malik continued. "The herbs open the pathways, but the real healing is deeper. It requires touch, pressure, rhythm. You have to let me work on the nerves directly." Alexandra's heartbeat quickened. "You are not licensed to treat patients. If anyone sees you touching me, you will be fired. Worse." Malik shook his head with a calm certainty. "Truth is not always legal, and healing does not wait for permission." Before Alexandra could argue, he rolled up her blanket just enough to expose her legs. She felt heat rush to her face, an emotion she had not felt in months. Vulnerability. Malik knelt beside the bed. He placed both hands gently on her right calf. The moment his palms touched her skin, Alexandra gasped. A warm pulse shot through her leg, so sudden and vivid that she clutched the bed railing. "What are you doing?" She was breathless. Malik did not look up, showing your nerves how to remember. He pressed his thumbs into specific points along her muscle, creating a steady rhythm. Every push spread warmth upward, crawling toward her knee. It was not painful but intense, like something locked away was trying to break free. After a minute, she felt a sudden spark, a twitch, small but real. Alexandra inhaled sharply. "Did you see that?" Her voice trembled. Malik nodded once. "It begins." She stared at her leg, wide-eyed. "Do it again," Malik hesitated. "Your body needs time between sessions. If I push too fast, the nerves could collapse again." Alexandra grabbed his wrist with surprising force. "Do not stop. Whatever this is, whatever you are doing, keep going." For the first time, Malik looked shaken. She was no longer the cold billionaire snapping orders. She was a woman drowning in the first breath of hope. But before he could continue, footsteps echoed down the hallway. Alexandra froze. Malik quickly lowered the blanket and stood, his movements practiced and quiet. A nurse stepped in, carrying a tablet. "Just checking your vitals, Miss Hayes." Alexandra's chest heaved. She hoped her face did not reveal anything. The nurse glanced at Malik. "You are cleaning in here tonight?" Malik smiled calmly. "Just finishing up." The nurse nodded and left the room without suspicion. As soon as the door closed, Alexandra whispered, "Come back tomorrow." "Same time?" Malik studied her for a long moment. "Are you asking me? Or ordering me?" She hesitated. For once, she did not know the difference. "I am telling you, I need this." Her voice was softer than she intended. "I need you to continue," Malik nodded slowly. "Then be ready. Tomorrow we take the next step." He walked out, leaving Alexandra staring at her legs beneath the blanket. They had moved. Not by mistake, not by imagination. Something was waking inside her. But with every spark of life came a deeper fear. If this worked, she would owe him the one thing she never gave anyone. A promise she made out of anger. A promise he had not forgotten. The next evening arrived with a quiet storm gathering over New York. Thunder rolled somewhere in the distance, low and heavy, as if the sky itself knew something was shifting. Alexandra sat upright in her bed long before Malik appeared. She kept telling herself she was simply waiting for another nerve session, nothing more. But her pulse refused to agree. She kept glancing at the door. The clock ticked endlessly. She hated waiting. She hated needing someone, but she could not deny what had happened. Her leg moved. It actually moved. Finally, just past midnight, the door slid open. Malik stepped in, not with a dramatic entrance, but with the quiet certainty of a man who knew exactly why he was there. Alexandra released a breath she did not realize she had been holding. Malik set his cleaning cart aside, then pulled the curtains closed with deliberate care. Blocking the hallway view, "You are early," he said in a calm voice. "I could not sleep." Alexandra replied. Malik smiled just slightly. "Good." Your body is awakening faster than I expected." He approached her bed. "Are you ready?" Alexandra swallowed hard. Yes, Malik gently folded the blanket back to reveal her legs. The moment the cool air touched her skin, she felt her nerves tense with anticipation. "Tonight," Malik said softly, "we move deeper." The first session woke the outer nerves. Now we work on the pathways beneath. He placed one hand just above her ankle and the other near her knee. His palms were warm, warmer than expected, almost pulsing with heat. Alexandra flinched. "Why does it feel like fire?" "Because your nerves are waking up," Malik murmured. "They remember pain first, then heat, then life." He pressed his thumbs into her muscle with a slow, methodical rhythm. Each push sent a surge of warmth shooting upward. Alexandra gasped, gripping the sheets. "Do not fight it," Malik said. "Let it move." She shut her eyes, trying to control her breathing as the sensation intensified. The warmth turned into pressure, then into something electric, like sparks lighting up inside dormant nerves. Suddenly, her leg jerked. Her eyes flew open. Malik did not react. Good. Again. He pressed deeper into a point near her knee. Another jolt shot through her. Alexandra gasped louder this time. "This feels impossible," Malik nodded. "Impossible is just the name people give to what they do not understand." She stared at him, shaken by how easily he said it, for several minutes. Malik worked across her leg, pressing into precise points, each one unlocking another wave of heat and trembling movement. Alexandra's breath grew uneven. She had endured countless medical procedures, yet none felt as intense or intimate as this. Finally, he placed both hands firmly on her thigh and applied a sudden, deliberate pressure. A sharp, powerful warmth exploded upward. Alexandra cried out, and then it happened. Her leg moved. Not a twitch, not a tremble. A real, undeniable movement. Her knee lifted slightly off the mattress. She froze, staring at it with wide, stunned eyes. "Did you see that?" she whispered. Malik nodded once, calm but with a flicker of pride in his eyes. "It begins, Alexandra," her voice cracked. "Do it again," Malik shook his head. "Not tonight. If we push too hard, you will damage what we just awakened." He stepped back. Healing demands patience. Patience was the one thing Alexandra had never mastered. She clenched her fists, frustrated but unable to deny the truth. Malik pulled the blanket back over her legs. "Your nerves will continue to move on their own for a few hours. Do not be afraid if you feel pulling or shaking." She stared at him, breath trembling. "Why are you doing this for me?" Malik hesitated for the first time since she met him. "Because I know what it feels like to watch someone lose hope, and I refuse to let that happen again." Again. The word landed heavily. Alexandra whispered, "Who did you lose?" Malik's jaw tightened. His eyes darkened with a grief she had never seen before. He turned slightly away. "Another time." Before she could ask further, a loud voice echoed from the hallway. "Nathan." Malik's expression hardened instantly. "What is he doing here at this hour?" Alexandra hissed. Nathan's footsteps approached quickly. Malik moved like lightning, grabbing his cart and stepping to the far corner of the room, pretending to adjust supplies. The door swung open. Nathan entered, annoyance written across his face. "I saw your lights on. You should be resting." Alexandra forced her breathing to steady. Could not sleep. Nathan's eyes narrowed, scanning the room. "What is he still doing here?" Malik kept his head bowed, silent. Nathan scoffed. "This hospital needs to tighten protocol. Cleaning staff should not be wandering around patient rooms unsupervised." Alexandra's heart pounded. If Nathan discovered what Malik was doing, everything would fall apart. Nathan stepped closer to her bed. "Tomorrow you have another meeting with the board. They want updates on your recovery." Alexandra stared straight into his eyes. "Tell them I am improving." Nathan's eyebrows lifted in disbelief. "Improving?" "According to the charts, nothing has changed." Alexandra held his gaze. "I said what I said." Malik watched her, a quiet storm in his expression. Nathan sighed sharply. "You are letting desperation cloud your judgment." He turned and walked out, muttering under his breath. This entire situation is falling apart. When the door closed, Alexandra exhaled shakily. Malik stepped back toward her. "You handled him well." She met his eyes. "Come back tomorrow." "Do not be late," Malik nodded. "Tomorrow we push further." As he left the room, Alexandra felt her leg twitch again beneath the blanket. This time, She did not fear it. She welcomed it. Hope was no longer a stranger in her body. It was alive and growing. The next day arrived with a restless tone. Dark clouds gathered above the city, and wind pressed against the windows of the hospital like impatient fingers. Alexandra felt the weight of the upcoming board meeting, but she also felt something else beneath the surface. Movement small, unpredictable but real. Every few minutes, her leg trembled or twitched, as if responding to a silent rhythm only her nerves could hear. She hid it carefully from nurses and doctors. She did not want to explain something she could not yet understand. By afternoon, the board members appeared on her screen for a virtual conference. Nathan stood beside the monitor, trying to look supportive, but the tension in his jaw betrayed his real intentions. Alexandra greeted the board with her usual authority, refusing to show weakness. "Thank you for meeting with me." One of the older board members cleared his throat. "Alexandra, we are concerned. Recovery takes time, and leadership cannot remain unstable." Another added, "We need clarity on the future of Hayes Tech." Nathan stepped forward with a prepared expression of forced sympathy. "If Alexandra needs more time to recover, I am willing to take executive control until she fully returns." Alexandra gripped the arms of her wheelchair. She wanted to stand, wanted to show power, but her legs were not ready. "Not yet." Still, she raised her chin. "I do not need a replacement. My recovery is progressing." A murmur traveled through the board. Nathan lifted an eyebrow. "Progressing?" He spoke slowly, the way people speak to someone they think is delusional. "Alexandra, the medical records show no significant improvement." Her breath quickened. "I said what I said." Nathan folded his arms, preparing to attack. "Then show them. If you are truly improving, demonstrate it." The board stared at her expectantly. Her heartbeat pounded. She could not move enough yet. She would not give Nathan the satisfaction of seeing her fail. Alexandra locked her eyes on Nathan. "I will update you again in a week. Until then, the company stays under my command." Her tone was razor-sharp, final. The board hesitated, then reluctantly nodded. The meeting ended. Nathan exhaled, frustrated. "You are risking everything." She shot him a cold stare. "Get out!" Nathan lingered for a second, then left the room, slamming the door behind him. The moment he was gone, Alexandra released a shaky breath. She felt her leg twitch again. A gentle tremor, a reminder. Soon, evening arrived with heavy rain hammering against the glass. Alexandra waited with growing anxiety, counting the minutes until Malik's shift began. Finally, close to midnight, she heard quiet footsteps. Malik entered. Water droplets clung to his jacket. His presence filled the room like a steady heartbeat. "You look tired," Alexandra whispered. Malik shrugged. "Storms have a way of waking old memories." She studied him. "You said last night that you refused to watch someone lose hope again." She paused. "Who was it?" For a long moment, Malik said nothing. He rolled the cleaning cart aside and pulled the curtains closed again. The room dimmed, and the storm outside growled through the windows. When he finally spoke, his voice was low. "My grandmother. She raised me. She taught me everything I know. She healed people for years, using the same methods I am using on you." Alexandra listened, quiet and still. "One winter," Malik continued, "she grew sick. Doctors said she was too old, too weak. They gave up on her." His jaw tightened. "I tried to heal her. Every night I tried, but I started too late. Her body was fading faster than I could reach her. She told me after her last breath that I needed to help others, not carry guilt for the ones I could not save." He looked into Alexandra's eyes. "That is why I am here. I will not let what happened to her happen to you." Alexandra's throat tightened unexpectedly. Something raw, something almost painful, lodged itself in her chest. She whispered, "Then let's continue." Malik nodded. "Tonight we go deeper." He lowered her blanket to reveal her legs again. His hands were warm even before touching her, almost unnaturally so. Alexandra felt her nerves tighten with anticipation. Malik placed one hand on her hip and the other on her thigh. "This stage unlocks the central pathways. It will be intense." She nodded. "Do it." He pressed down. A bolt of heat shot through her entire leg, then into her lower spine. Alexandra gasped sharply, gripping the bed railing with both hands. The fire spread deeper and deeper, as if her nerves were waking from a long, violent sleep. Malik whispered, "Breathe. Let the heat rise." She sucked in air, shaking. The pressure intensified until she felt her entire right leg tremble on its own. Her knee jerked upward. Then her thigh tensed. Then her ankle pulled. Alexandra cried out, "Malik, I feel everything good." His voice was steady, unshaken. "The nerve line is reconnecting." Suddenly, her left leg twitched violently. Then again. Then harder. Alexandra stared in disbelief. Both legs, both of them. Malik stepped back slightly. "Your body is remembering faster than I expected. This is rare," she whispered. "Keep going." "Not tonight," Malik said firmly. "Your system is overwhelmed. If I continue, you might faint. I do not care." But he shook his head. "I care." She froze, stunned by his tone. Before she could answer, a thunderous knock slammed against the door. Both turned sharply. Nathan's voice roared from the hallway. "Open this door right now." Alexandra's eyes widened in fear. Malik moved instantly, pulling the blanket over her legs and stepping away from the bed. The knocking grew louder. Nathan sounded furious. Alexandra whispered urgently, "Hide what you were doing. Do not let him see anything." Malik nodded once, calm but tense. He stepped to the cart, pretending to organize supplies. The door handle rattled violently. Nathan shouted again. Alexandra, open the door, now. The storm outside cracked with lightning. And in that moment, Alexandra knew the danger was no longer just her broken body. Nathan was beginning to suspect everything. The pounding on the door grew louder, each strike echoing through the room like a warning. Alexandra felt her entire body stiffen, not from pain this time, but from fear. If Nathan walked inside and saw Malik standing so close, saw the sweat on her face, saw the faint tremors still running through her legs, everything would unravel. Malik stepped back, hands steady, breath deep. He looked calm, but his eyes held a quiet alertness, like a man ready to face whatever came next. Nathan shouted again, voice rising. Alexandra, open this door. I know you are awake. She cleared her throat, fighting to keep her voice even. Come in. The door flew open, slamming into the wall. Nathan stormed inside with the force of a man who believed the world owed him answers. His suit jacket was soaked from the rain, his hair out of place, his expression sharp with suspicion. He scanned the room immediately. Why is he here? Malik kept his hands on his cart. Finishing the night shift, Nathan narrowed his eyes. At midnight? In this room? 2 nights in a row? Malik shrugged slightly. Rooms get dirty. They need cleaning. Nathan stepped closer, his tone laced with accusation. Funny. Every time I come by, you are here, at odd hours. And Alexandra always looks distressed. Alexandra shot him a glare. Because you barge in like a storm, Nathan ignored her. His focus locked onto Malik like a predator sizing up prey. He took another step forward. What exactly do you think you are doing in here? Malik met his stare without flinching. My job. Nathan scoffed, then turned to Alexandra. Are you seriously letting a janitor linger in your room like this? You do understand how unprofessional this is? Alexandra felt her heartbeat quicken. She could feel the faint, involuntary tremors still flickering in her legs beneath the blanket. If Nathan looked closely, he would notice. She forced her voice to steady. I do not need your permission to decide who enters my room. Nathan's jaw flexed. I am trying to protect you. The board is already questioning your decisions. Spending time with staff members behind closed doors does not look good, Alexandra snapped. You are not protecting me. You are controlling me. There is a difference. Malik stood silent, watching the exchange with careful eyes. Nathan turned sharply toward him. Leave. Now. Malik did not move. I will leave when I finish cleaning. Nathan stepped closer, invading Malik's space. When I say leave, you leave. Malik's voice dropped, deep and steady. Respect goes both ways. The air thickened with a dangerous tension. Alexandra's nerves sparked with panic. For a moment, she thought Nathan might actually try to shove Malik, and the thought struck her harder than she expected. Nathan leaned in, his voice low and venomous. Stay away from her. Whatever idea you have in your head, drop it. She's way out of your world. Malik finally straightened, his expression unreadable. I never said she was in my world. He paused. But I am in hers, Alexandra's breath caught. Nathan whipped around to look at her. You hear this? He thinks he belongs in your life. This is exactly why you need to distance yourself from people like him. Alexandra felt heat rise in her chest. People like him. Nathan took a step back, flustered by his own words. That is not what I meant, but it was exactly what he meant. And everyone in the room knew it. Alexandra's voice hardened. Get out, Nathan. Nathan blinked, stunned. What? I said get out. For a moment, he did not move. Then the anger returned to his face, sharp and red. This is not over. He pointed toward the hallway. The board will hear about this. He stormed out, slamming the door behind him. Silence filled the room again. Thunder rolled outside, echoing through the walls. Alexandra's breath shook as she stared at the closed door. Malik stepped closer, his voice softer than before. Are you all right? She nodded slowly, though her pulse still raced. He is losing control, and he knows it. Malik studied her expression. Then you need to be careful. She looked at him, eyes filled with a mixture of fear, gratitude, and something raw. Nathan is not just suspicious. He is desperate. Malik reached out, placing a steady hand on the edge of her bed. And desperate men make dangerous choices. A tremor ran through her leg again. She could feel it, clear, undeniable. Malik saw the movement beneath the blanket. There it is. Alexandra felt a wave of emotion rise inside her. My body is waking. I can feel it. Her voice cracked. This is real, Malik nodded once, very real. And soon Nathan will notice changes you cannot hide. Alexandra looked at him with a quiet intensity. Then we need to move faster. Malik held her gaze for a long moment. The storm rumbled outside, lightning flashing against the window, casting flickering light across his face. Finally, he said in a low, certain voice, tomorrow night. We go to the next level. She swallowed hard. What happens then? Malik's eyes darkened. Then you will feel what true awakening is. And Alexandra understood something in that moment. Her body was not the only thing changing. The world around her was shifting. Danger was closing in, and the man standing at her bedside was becoming the only person she could trust. The next morning arrived with an uncomfortable silence. The storm had moved on, but the hospital felt strangely colder, as if the walls themselves were waiting for something to happen. Alexandra woke with the same faint tremors running through her legs, but they were stronger now, pulsing deeper, lingering longer. She stared at the ceiling, unable to shake the image of Nathan's face from the night before. He was unraveling, losing control of the power he had been quietly collecting, and desperate men acted recklessly. Malik had warned her of that. She believed him now more than ever. Nurses came and went, conducting routine checks and adjusting machines. Every time one of them touched her legs, Alexandra tensed, terrified they might notice the movement. Thankfully, they were rushed and distracted. Their focus scattered across the dozens of patients filling the hospital. But Alexandra knew this secrecy could not last much longer. By the afternoon, her nerves buzzed with anticipation. Tonight, whatever Malik had planned, she was ready for it. She spent the rest of the day in a restless haze, replaying his words. Tomorrow night we go to the next level. What did that mean? How far could her healing really go? And at what cost? As evening fell, the hospital lights dimmed. The sky outside bled from blue to soft gray, then to a darker shade that hinted at another approaching storm. Alexandra watched the clouds gather again, swirling like the tension rising in her chest. Hours passed, she counted each one, finally. Close to midnight, the door opened without a sound. Malik stepped inside. He moved differently tonight, more focused, more grounded. His usual steady energy felt sharper, like a wire stretched tight. He closed the curtains, dimmed the lights, and approached her bedside. Alexandra's heartbeat quickened. You are late, Malik glanced at the window. Security has been tighter. Nathan has been asking questions about me. Alexandra's stomach dropped. What did you tell them? Nothing. He set his card aside. But I do not think they believe silence anymore. Fear flickered through her, but Malik placed a warm hand on her shoulder. Do not worry about them. Focus on your body. Tonight is important. Alexandra took a shaky breath. What happens tonight? Malik drew a small wooden box from his jacket. The grain was dark and smooth, polished by years of handling. He set it gently on the table beside her. Inside, this is something my grandmother passed down to me. His voice dropped to a soft, unwavering tone. I have only used it on 2 people in my entire life. You will be the third. Alexandra felt a chill rise through her spine. What is it? Malik opened the box slowly. Inside lay a thin strand of braided red fiber, tied with a single knot at the end. It looked old, worn, and fragile. Yet something about it felt powerful, as if it hummed with a quiet energy she could not explain. This, Malik began, is a nerve conduit. It helps guide the pathways deeper into the spine. Without it, some nerves stay asleep. Alexandra stared at it, breath shallow. It looks so simple, Malik nodded. Most powerful things do. He lifted the strand carefully and placed it across her lower spine, just beneath the blanket. The moment it touched her skin, Alexandra felt a jolt unlike anything before. Heat surged upward, sharp and fierce like liquid fire climbing through her back. She gasped. Malik, what is that? He moved behind her, pressing his palms along her spine. Breathe, let the heat rise. Do not fight it, Alexandra clenched her teeth. Easy for you to say. Malik continued applying pressure in rhythmic patterns. Heat spread through her entire body, rising from her lower back to her ribs, then up toward her shoulders. Her legs trembled violently beneath the blankets. She cried out, gripping the bed rails. Malik leaned forward, his voice steady. This is the awakening. This is the moment most people fear. He paused. But you are stronger than fear. Her breathing turned rapid. My legs are shaking. Both of them. Good. His tone held a strange mixture of pride and intensity. Let it shake. Let it burn. This is your nerves relearning the truth. Alexandra shut her eyes, tears forming from the intensity. She felt her muscles contract hard, then release, then contract again. Her legs moved without her control, jerking upward, then falling back against the mattress. Suddenly, a sharp pulse exploded through her spine, almost knocking the air from her lungs. Malik's hands tightened to stabilize her. There it is, Alexandra gasped. What is happening? Your spine is reconnecting. His voice sounded almost reverent. You are crossing the threshold. Another surge hit her, stronger this time. She cried out again. Malik lowered his head closer to her ear. Listen to me. After tonight, your legs will no longer be silent. You will feel them constantly. Every hour, every minute. Alexandra's eyes filled with tears, not just from pain, but from something deeper. Hope, raw and terrifying. Malik touched her knee softly. Move this, she tried. Nothing happened. He pressed a point on her hip. Now try. She focused, her heart pounding. Slowly, painfully, her knee lifted just an inch. Alexandra gasped out loud. I did it. Malik, I did it. He nodded, a rare smile touching his face. Yes, and next time you will do more. She felt weak, drained, trembling, but alive. Before she could speak again, footsteps echoed from the hallway. Fast, heavy, not a nurse. Nathan. Malik's expression sharpened instantly. He must not see this. Alexandra's legs were still trembling under the blanket. She grabbed Malik's wrist with surprising strength. Hide everything. Malik snatched the braided strand and shoved it back into the box. He moved the blanket back into place just as the door handle rattled. Nathan's voice boomed outside. Alexandra, open this door. We need to talk. Now. Lightning flashed against the window, illuminating the fear in her eyes. Tonight, she crossed a threshold, and Nathan was about to cross one of his own. The door sounded like it might crack off its hinges as Nathan pounded again. Alexandra felt her heart leap into her throat. Her legs were still shaking beneath the blanket, every nerve alive and burning. If Nathan saw any of it, everything Malik had worked for would be exposed. Malik moved quickly, shoving the wooden box deep into the cleaning cart and pulling a mop bucket forward to hide it. Nathan shouted again, Alexandra, I know you are awake. Open this door. Alexandra forced her voice steady, though her breath trembled. Come in. The door flew open. Nathan stormed inside, his face flushed with anger and something darker. His eyes scanned the room quickly. Malik stood near the corner with his mop, expression unreadable. Alexandra kept her hands folded in her lap, blanket pulled tight over her shaking legs. Nathan's gaze swung between them. What is going on in here? Alexandra raised her chin. Talking, that is all. Nathan narrowed his eyes. At midnight, Alexandra replied calmly, My schedule is my own. Nathan took a step closer, ignoring Malik entirely. I talked to the board again. They want daily updates on your recovery. They think you are hiding information from them. And I agree, Alexandra's chest tightened. What do you think I'm hiding? Nathan scoffed. The truth, that you are not getting better. She stared at him unblinking. I'm improving. Nathan leaned in, voice sharp. Then prove it. Alexandra hesitated for only a fraction of a second, but Nathan caught it. He smirked, watching her with cold satisfaction. That is what I thought. Her pulse quickened. She could not stand yet. Not fully. Not with any stability. Not without falling. She needed more time, but Nathan had no intention of giving her any. He continued, You are risking the future of Hayes Tech. Investors are panicking. Shareholders are restless. And you, Alexandra, are sitting here trusting someone who has no business being near you. His glare sliced toward Malik. Malik remained still, but Alexandra sensed the tension rising in him like heat. Nathan walked to the bed, too close, lowering his voice. This man is manipulating you. He is taking advantage of your condition. You think he actually cares about you. He is looking for a payday. Or something worse, Alexandra finally snapped. Enough, Nathan. Her voice echoed through the room. Nathan froze, startled by the force of it. Alexandra continued, I do not need your permission to decide who I trust, and I am tired of your paranoia. Nathan stepped back, his eyes darkening. Paranoia? He looked toward Malik again. You stay away from her. You understand me? Malik met his glare head on. I understand that you are afraid. Nathan blinked. Afraid? Malik's tone remained calm but sharp. Yes, because you know you are losing control. And losing control terrifies men like you. Nathan's face flushed with anger. You think you know anything about me? Malik's voice dropped deeper. I know exactly what desperation looks like. Nathan took a threatening step forward. In that split second, Alexandra felt something surge inside her. Heat, panic, strength. She slammed her palm against the bed frame and shouted, Stop! Both men froze. Her breath rushed quickly, chest rising and falling. She felt another tremor shoot down her legs, strong enough to make the blanket shift. Nathan's eyes dropped to the movement. His expression changed instantly, shock, confusion, then suspicion. He stepped even closer to the bed, staring at her legs. What was that? Alexandra's throat tightened. Nothing. Nathan's voice sharpened. Your leg just moved. She shook her head. It did not. Nathan's gaze snapped toward Malik. What has he been doing to you? Malik's hands curled slightly, ready to defend himself. I am doing my job, Nathan barked a bitter laugh. Your job? You are not trained for anything medical. You are not licensed. You are nothing but a janitor pretending to play healer. Alexandra felt anger flare through her, fierce and protective. Do not insult him, Nathan glared at her. Explain the movement now. Alexandra struggled to maintain a neutral face. Her nerves pulsed again beneath the blanket, threatening to expose everything. Nathan stepped even closer. You are hiding something, and I will find out what it is. For the first time, Alexandra saw something frightening behind his eyes. Not jealousy, not ambition, but obsession. Nathan pointed at Malik. I am going to the administration. This ends tonight. You are done here. Malik did not flinch. If you think threatening me will fix your problems, you are mistaken. Nathan shot back. I am not fixing anything. I am protecting the company, and I am protecting her from you. He turned toward the door, voice rising. I will have you removed by morning. Permanently. Malik's jaw tightened. And if you are wrong? Nathan hesitated. For the first time, uncertainty flickered in his eyes. Malik stepped closer, voice steady and low. If you are wrong, you are destroying the only chance she has left. Nathan stared at him, shaken. Alexandra whispered, Nathan, please, stop this. But Nathan was already stepping out, his mind set, his anger brewing into something dangerous. He looked back at her one last time. If anything happens to you, if he hurts you, that is on you. Then he slammed the door behind him. The room fell into a suffocating silence. Alexandra's breath shook as she turned to Malik. He is going to the administration. He is serious, Malik nodded calmly. Let him go, Alexandra's voice cracked. But they could fire you. They could ban you from the hospital. Malik looked directly into her eyes. They can try. Her legs trembled again beneath the blanket, stronger this time. Malik's gaze dropped to the movement, and he smiled faintly. You cross the threshold tonight, Alexandra. No one can stop what is already waking inside you. But deep in her chest, fear twisted like a cold knife because now Nathan suspected the truth, and men who felt power slipping away did not walk away quietly. The hours after Nathan stormed out felt heavier than any storm outside the windows. Alexandra lay awake long after Malik slipped from the room. Her legs still trembled beneath the blanket, but the trembling was no longer frightening. It was proof that something impossible had begun inside her. Proof that her body and her future were shifting in ways no doctor believed could happen, but the fear would not leave her chest. If Nathan went to the administration, if they listened to him, Malik could be gone by sunrise. Everything she had gained could be ripped away in a moment. She had never felt so trapped in her life, not even during the accident. This fear was different, personal, urgent. She found herself whispering into the darkness, "Please let him be safe." Morning came slowly. Rain streaked the windows. The hallway buzzed with tension. Nurses moved faster than usual, whispering among themselves. Something was brewing, and everyone felt it. Around noon, Dr. Evelyn entered the room with a tight expression, clutching her tablet a little too firmly. Alexandra noticed immediately. "What is wrong?" Dr. Evelyn hesitated, then spoke with careful precision. "There has been a report filed about inappropriate interaction between you and a staff member." Alexandra's breath caught. "Who filed it?" Dr. Evelyn closed her eyes briefly. "Nathan Cole, of course." She felt the heat rise in her chest. Dr. Evelyn continued. "The administration is reviewing security footage and visitor logs. They are considering disciplinary action, possibly termination." Alexandra gripped the sheets. "This is ridiculous." Dr. Evelyn studied her, something uncertain flickering in her eyes. "I know you have been under immense stress. But Alexandra, if there is something happening that compromises your safety or care, I need you to tell me." Alexandra's heart hammered. She could not tell the truth. Not yet. Not until she could walk. Not until she could show them she was healing. "I am fine, doctor." She forced her voice steady. "Nothing inappropriate is happening." Dr. Evelyn did not look convinced, but she nodded. "The administration will likely question you later today." She turned to leave. Before she could reach the door, Alexandra spoke in a trembling voice. "Dr. Evelyn, please do not let them take anything away from me yet." "Not yet." Dr. Evelyn paused, then gave her a soft nod. "I will do what I can." The moment the door closed, Alexandra's pulse quickened. She needed Malik. She needed to know what was coming. Hours dragged by with a suffocating slowness. Alexandra kept staring at the door, waiting, fearing, praying. Finally, as dusk settled and the hallway lights dimmed, the door slid open. Malik stepped inside. He looked calm. Too calm. His eyes carried a quiet weight, like a man who already knew what storm was coming but refused to run from it. Alexandra exhaled shakily. "They know." Nathan told them everything. Malik nodded. "I heard." She swallowed hard. "What did they say to you?" Malik stepped closer. "They asked questions. Threatened my job." He paused. "They tried to corner me, but they do not have proof." Alexandra shut her eyes, relief mixing with fear. "But they will keep looking." Malik's voice softened. "Then we make sure they have nothing to find." He lifted the blanket gently. "Show me." Alexandra hesitated, then revealed her legs. They trembled with visible, undeniable motion. Little jerks, little pulls, each one strong enough to shake the mattress. Malik nodded slowly, pride brightening his eyes. "Your nerves are awake. You are ready. Ready for what?" Alexandra whispered. Malik stepped back. "Stand." Her breath caught in her throat. "What? You heard me. Stand." She stared at him, fear crawling through her chest. "I cannot. I am not strong enough." "Not yet." Malik shook his head once. "Your body is ready. Your mind is afraid." There is a difference, she wanted to argue. She wanted to hide behind fear. But something in Malik's voice, something in his steady presence pushed her forward. He extended his hands. "Trust me." Alexandra felt her throat tighten. She slowly shifted forward, gripping the bed rails. Her legs trembled, nearly buckling, but the feeling of the floor beneath her feet was electrifying. She drew a breath. Another. Then, with every nerve burning and every memory of pain clawing at her, she pushed herself upward. Her legs shook violently. Her arms trembled. But she rose. In one breathless moment, Alexandra Hayes stood for the first time since the accident. She gasped, tears filling her eyes. "I am standing. Malik. I am standing." Malik steadied her by the arms, his voice low and awed. "You did this. Not me, you," but the moment was cut short. The door burst open. Nathan stood there. Behind him, 2 hospital administrators and a security guard. Nathan's eyes went wide as he saw her on her feet. "What? What is this?" Alexandra's breath shook. She stared back at him, her body trembling but upright. Nathan whispered, "How is this possible?" Malik stepped forward slightly, positioning himself between them. Nathan pointed at him, voice trembling with rage. You manipulated her. You lied, you are a fraud. You are..." "Stop!" Alexandra's voice cut through the room. Everyone froze. She took a step forward, wobbly, weak but real. Nathan stared at her as if seeing a ghost. Alexandra spoke clearly. "He did not manipulate me. He saved me." She took another shaking step. "The doctors gave me no hope, but he did not give up on me." Another step. "And I will not let you take him away." Nathan's face twisted. "This is insane. This is dangerous. This is..." Alexandra raised her hand, silencing him. "You wanted proof of my recovery. Here it is." Nathan's mouth fell open. The administrators stared, stunned. One whispered, "This is medically impossible." Malik turned to Alexandra, eyes soft and full. Nathan stepped backward, shaken to his core. Alexandra looked at him with quiet resolve. "You tried to control me. You tried to replace me, but you forgot one thing. I do not break." Nathan stumbled back, speechless. Alexandra reached for Malik's hand, and in front of everyone she said the words that sealed everything. "This man healed me, and I intend to keep my promise." The room fell silent, Nathan's face drained of color. Malik's breath caught. The administrators exchanged shocked looks. Alexandra stood tall, trembling but unbroken. Her life had changed. Her body had awakened. Her world had shifted, and nothing could stop what came next.